What's good? All right. Pauli Mallignaggi. That's why you don't apologize. Hold on one second. Save. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, man. What's good, man? Mass arms in the building. What's going on, man? Craig Bather. Mass arms in the building. Lowest common denominator boxing, home of the demographic. What's good? Raekwon Bell, what's going on, man? Jimmy Bernard, what's happening? H-Town, what's good, man? Jeff the producer, what's going on? General Squirrels, Lowland Profits, Michael James 616, Underground Asylum in the building. What is good? EBV Sports, Mark Harrison, what's going on? G Lex, Jimmy J Smooth Network, what's going on? Devin Edwards, yes, he did. Absolutely. Yeah, that what I put in the title is a paraphrase. But no, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. That was the point. Yeah, absolutely. That's what he said. See, but let me start with this, man. Dude, that's why you don't apologize, man. That's why you don't apologize for shit that you really don't believe that you had ill intent for, man. Because they don't give a them people don't. First of all, them people were never offended by what Devin Haney had to say, man. Hey, thanks, Victor Mac. They weren't even offended. Like, why would you apologize? People demanding an apology for something that didn't even fucking offend them is cash money BS. Cash money BS. But dude, Pauli Mallignaggi, that's why he hated on fucking Deontay Wilder. That's why this dude, it's that dude, come on, man. And will there be an apology? That shit, I apologize for not being here. Exactly. See, that's not going to offend me because you're here, man. What's going on, DB Montetrack? Well, let me right. They painted a picture on Devin. Look, man, this dude, first and foremost, what Pauli Mallignaggi just said was way more offensive than what Devin Haney said. Way more offensive. Not only is it not offensive, is it offensive? Shit's not even true. Now look at the word that he used, man. He used species. He used the word species. The dominant species. Species. He referred to black people and white people as different species. You can't get any more racist than that. You can't. That's some 1670, the year 1670 type of racism right there. For you to call black people and white people different species, the dominant species. He used the word, let me repeat this, species, which means that you're not even the same species. You can fuck whatever else he said in that interview. That is the most insulting, blatantly racist shit to pop out of a motherfucker's mouth. It shit might be, you can't get any more racist than that. Because that's the foundation of it, that people are innately different because of their color of their skin. Well, species are animals that are distinctly different. A different species. You realize that used to be the thought process. That's why you have Caucasian, Negroid, Mongoloid, because they treated it as if they were independent species, independent types of human beings who all evolved along different paths, that we did not have the same common ancestor as somebody from Europe. It's literally as racist as you can get, man. Pauli Mallignaggi doesn't apologize for referring to Europeans as a different species. If he doesn't apologize for that, I don't want to hear it. That's why you shouldn't apologize. That's why Devin Haney shouldn't have fucking apologized. That's why he shouldn't have never apologized. Now, I can understand why he apologized, but that's why he should have never apologized. Some shit you fuck up sometimes, depending on the type of person that you're dealing with. Even if you fuck up, dude, you can't fucking admit it to that type of person because they're because some of those people are fucking scumbags. They're fucking scumbags. Like Pauli Mallignaggi, who will then take your fucking apology and use it as a way to justify fucking ridiculousness. Like black people being a different species. Because that's what he said. Now, I'm sure, watch what happens. Watch what happens. Now, somebody will say, well, all he said was he didn't mean it like that. Well, no, but that's what he said. He said the word species. I'm going to assume that he meant that, right? Because you could say that, Devin Haney didn't mean to insult white people. He didn't mean it. So since he didn't mean it, that wasn't his intent. He must not have a reason to fucking apologize, right? Where's Pauli's apology for that? That's what I heard. I heard the rest of it. The rest of the shit can be just disregarded. Like the fact that Eastern Europeans are the dominant boxers. Really? Let me name for you the Eastern European champions. And I'm going to, and watch this. I'm going to end on this same hand that I begin with. Vasily Lomachenko, Arthur Beterbiev, Marius Bradis, Demetrius Bivol. And if you count Uzbekistan, which I would say is closer to like a Pakistan, I wouldn't include Uzbekistan as an Eastern European country. I think that was a property of a part of the USSR at a point, but it's kind of like Pakistan. It's just ruled by him. But if you want to do the guy, I can't remember what his name is. Somebody down there at bantamweight. There's somebody down there at bantamweight that has that's 4. Let's name the black champions in boxing. Anthony Joshua, Dorticos, Boo Boo Andrade, Jason Rosario, Jermell Charlo, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Jermell Herring, Gary Russell Jr., Stevenson, Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis has the secondary belt, Jermall Charlo, who's the at 160 pounds, and Devin Haney, who is the WBC champion in recess. I could not do that with 2 hands. So explain to me how 4 champions, it's on IFL TV. 4 champions make you the dominant species on the fucking planet. 4 versus 13. I ran 13 off. 13 to 4. 13 to 4. How are they dominant when they're 9 champions short? 9 champions short. Am I missing something here? I haven't looked at any super chat. My bad. Oh man, my scene for my super chats will not let me know how many there are. Damn. Thought I could do it. Let me back up. General Squirrel said, I'm outraged and I want an apology. Will I get it? Hell no. He ain't apologizing for that shit. Focus Ball said Euros are different species because they have Neanderthal. No, they are not. They are not a different species because I'm fucking European, dude, and I'm black. I'm European. I got Greeks in my family. I do a fucking blood test. That's just gonna have European all over that shit. So, no, we're all human beings, man. We're not a species. A nationality is not a species, and race isn't even fucking real. That's where the concept of race is racism comes from. Because race they tried to lay it out as if you have 4 or 5 distinct subspecies of human beings, which is racist, extremely racist. Calling somebody by race is a byproduct of a system of racism. Because that's what it was intended to communicate, that you are a different subspecies of animal. I'm different. That an African is different than an Asian. An Asian is different than a Western European. Dude, it's flat out racist. What he said tells you what he believes about black people. Doesn't it? Doesn't that tell you what he believes? The fact that he used the word species? That he believes that there are different species of human beings? That's not that you can't equate that to what Devin Haney said. Devin Haney said there ain't no white boys that I'm going to beat, that I'm going to lose to. Ain't no white boy going to lose to me. That just says what he believes about himself. He doesn't believe that any of them will be able to beat him in athletic contests. That's not saying that they are an entirely different species of human beings. And then to make up some dumb shit to say it. Now, see, this is where I disagree. Thanks, Devin Edwards. This is where I disagree. Like, I disagree with some people. I don't think that anybody did that shit to incite anybody. I think that's how he thinks. That's fundamentally how he thinks. That's fundamentally how they think. Some of these people do not know that they're racist. They don't know it because it's so fucking much part of them that they don't understand the things that they're doing and the things that they're saying are a result of racism. They think it's their own independent observations. These people do not think that they are. They don't believe that they are. They truly don't believe that they are. They truly don't believe it. They just think that is the way that the world really is, which is a characteristic of a racist, because they don't even see how what they're saying is fucked up because they believe it. When you say something you believe, it's just when you're just being incendiary, you're just trying to be dramatic and insult somebody, you know that you're doing that. So, for example, if there was a troll out here and I said, I talked all about how they ain't got no job and they in their mama's basement and they can't get no coochie, all of that shit. I know in my heart of hearts that I'm being an asshole, and I know I'm being insulting and I'm being petty, right? So I really do think that I could say, if somebody said, Fanon, you were being really hard on that dude, you were really wrong about what you said about his mother. It's not right for you to talk about his mother and fellatio in that fashion. I could say, you know what, you're right, I was being an asshole, and I knew I was being an asshole when I did it. That is what they don't believe that. They believe that that's how it really is. Some of these, you got to remember, people back when you were raised in that type of circumstance, that's matter of fact, what's the name of that teacher? There's a professor, and she's a European American professor, the one that did the black doll, the doll type of test or whatever. That lady. She said that people are indoctrinated. This is a European American woman saying that you are already instructed in the rules of it by the time you are in 6th grade. By the time you're in 6th grade, your value system is set. Your value system is set. It is a true thing. It's not an opinion, an off opinion about this guy or an off opinion about that guy. People that ascribe to that really do truly believe that they are better than you and that you are a different subspecies of animal. And because of the subspecies of animal that you are forever set to have the characteristics of that subspecies of human, which tend to be things like you're lazy, you're stupid, you're shiftless, you need to be told what to do. You're put on this earth in order to do the work that God gave these other species. So that's why you're in that caste. You are born into that system, and that's what you are. That's what they believe when you're truly that. Not when you just say something fucking off the cuff, man. How do you think it could be that in the 1930s, 1940s, that you can have pictures of a little girl standing there smiling and laughing with her friends while a black dude is getting burned down, while a black dude's getting burned right in front of them. How do you think that their mind could do that? Right? In their mind, they're a sweet, nice person. They have friends, they go to church, they pray, but every once in a while on a Sunday afternoon, they got to burn a nigga alive at the stake in front of church or after church. And they talk about it in church on the way there. How do you think they do that? That person is not a human being anymore. They're a dog, they're a cat, they're a rat. That's what mentality they put them in. They're a different species. So when Pauli Mallignaggi used the word species, does that motherfucker look like he's just walking around using the word species willy-nilly? Fuck no. He showed what he is in that, not even a Freudian slip, because he was like, species, what word should I use for this? Species sounds like a good word. Dog, look, man, Sugar Cane said, for now, my brethren, I notice how people get on cold when there's something sinister afoot. Look, man, Devin Haney's a fucking joke to them. That's what I'm thinking. If I was them, if I was one of them, I'd be like, got that nigga to do what I wanted. Cowtied. Fucking, that's why you don't do it, dude. There was that, and I don't have a problem with him doing it, but that's why I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because even if I'm wrong, I'll be like, you know what, man, I probably said something that could be offensive, but what will these people do with that shit? What will they do with it? Nah, I just think I'll take it. I just think I'll take one on this. You know what I mean? Because I actually did it on the page. I was like, I can't remember I think it was around this Devin Haney shit. I did it with Devin Haney because my personal thought was, dog, you shouldn't have said that. Like, you know what you're walking into when you say that. You should have known not to have said that because of what is going to happen once you said it. I don't have a problem with him believing that. I don't have any problem whatsoever with him believing that. Right? Him saying, well, I think that I am better than, I think I can beat any white fighter. I don't have a problem with him thinking that. I wouldn't have a problem with him saying that to me. But you give ammunition to the people, you know what they're going to, they're not honestly upset with it. They're not honestly upset with it. That's why Pauli Mallignaggi didn't act like he took offense to it. Pauli Mallignaggi did just what I said they were going to do. Just what, he isn't offended at all about somebody calling him a white fighter. In fact, I suspect he has a tremendous amount of pride in it. Okay? That's what I suspect. But he's not going to be upset by that. He is going to be put off by the fact that he knows, right? He knows that Devin Haney might be right. That Devin Haney might be right. Because how did he respond? And I'm going to reset something in case you guys got some I think I missed one super chat. My bad. I'm trying to refresh it because on the screen that I have, I can't see it after a couple seconds. So I got to refresh it. But look, man, Pauli Mallignaggi wasn't upset that he said it. He just took an opportunity to then focus on what it is that did draw his attention, right? Because I think it would be fair to say, let me get to these super chats in a second. I think it's fair. There you go. Okay, here we go. Focus Ball said Euros are different because of the Neanderthal gym. Yeah, okay, I got that. I don't agree. I don't think so. I think we're all the same species, dog. We're all related. We're like all 60, no more than 60th cousins or something. Just we're one group of people, man. That's how I see it anyway. General Scrolls, I'm outraged and I want an apology. Will I get it? No. Daily affirmation, fuck Dillian White. I agree 100%. Oh, Sugar Cane said, oh, he parroted the same words as Larry Merchant. Of course, Larry Merchant said that, and people were asked, people just had a regular conversation about it. They literally started talking about the subject matter of it. Okay, the Deontay Wilder's the last black hope. No, none of these people were like, what? How could you call? Whoa. all of a sudden Deontay Wilder loses, meaning black people have no more hope? What? No, nobody said that. But none of those people had any issue with whatever. They just went and analyzed, well, will there be another great black heavyweight? We don't know because of basketball and football, and we just don't know. We don't know if there'll be another one. It seems like the European big man is prospering more than the American. That's an interesting question, Larry Merchant. Let's debate and see whether or not you can support your point. That was the attitude when Larry Merchant said that. That's the attitude. That's why I'm telling you, not inciting people. They really believe it because they don't see anything wrong with that. At a certain point in time, you got to say, look, man, I got a friend that keeps shooting dogs, and I know there's something wrong with him. Well, no, he's a really nice guy. No, dude, there's something wrong with him. The dude is shooting dogs. They ain't bothering him. He's a fucking sociopath. Okay, he's showing sociopathic behavior. He doesn't see anything wrong with it. That's the thing that I think that people don't get about people who are truly racist. They don't see it. They don't know it. They don't understand. They don't hear the dog whistles. They don't know that walking up to a black woman and grabbing her hair and pulling it, saying, "Can I touch your hair?" Ooh, that's so interesting. They don't even understand that shit's offensive because they don't see it anywhere. They have no clue. They have no clue. Those are the people that you got to worry about because it's so ingrained in themselves that they think it's normal. And only the people that are a victim of it can see it. That's why Pauli Mallignaggi says there's no racial oppression. I didn't hear him say it because once he said species, I was like, I'm done. I know what's going on with you. You just said black people are a different species. Okay, fuck the whole rest of your conversation, Pauli. You need to apologize for calling people different species, the dominant species. And we're holding people accountable for what they say, not what they mean. Because with Devin Haney, they held him responsible for what he said, not what he meant, what he said. And they never delved into whether or not he was telling the truth or not. Because the dude that ain't like I'm walking around saying I'm going to get into the boxing ring and ain't nobody going to beat me. Dude, he really believes it. And most likely it's true. Now, the other silly thing Pauli Mallignaggi said is he started talking about how he believes that how you get this, that Eddie Hearn was protecting Devin Haney from Luke Campbell. Not that Eddie Hearn is protecting Devin Haney from Lomachenko, because that's not a realistic fight to make. Really what's happening is, Devin Haney is being protected from Luke Campbell. So not only did he say that racism does not exist in the world in the year 2020, as if that motherfucker would even know. Number one, because he is that way. He doesn't hear and see what he's doing. And number two, he's not all over the world. So how would you know? But number three, he don't want it to, he wouldn't give you that shit if he knew it to be true. Even if he knew it was true, he wouldn't admit it to you because that's how he rolls. That's why I'm saying, dog, don't apologize, man. It's not going to do you any good. You might owe an apology, but sometimes, dude, apologizing for shit you owe an apology is going to get you in trouble because you have somebody that is actively out there trying to get you. Okay? You know what I mean? That's like driving down the police. That's like driving down the street and you speeding. You know what I mean? You're driving 85 in a 65 mile an hour deal, but there's a policeman up there, and all of a sudden you slow down, right? You slow down to get to the speed limit and keep going, right? Or do you do this? Do you see the police officer be like, "Oh, damn it, I was 80 miles an hour. Let me pull over. Let me pull over and tell him, oh, I was doing 80 miles an hour back there. I would like to admit this, and will you give me?" No, because it'd be like, "Yeah, dummy, here, yeah, sure. Here's your $400 ticket and your fucking slap on your insurance rates." No, you wouldn't do it. So Devin, he could mean the apology, But dog, you see the can of worm that opened up, right? Now you got Pauli Mallignaggi talking about you're from an inferior species all of a sudden, and then lies about it. Dude, let me give a couple more corrections, man, too. And I'm sorry, man. I know I'm way behind on this on the chats and all that stuff. But Annie's lying about it too. Because he said there was a time when Italian fighters were the best. No, there wasn't. When, Pauli? When, Pauli? At what point in time in boxing were Italians the dominant fighters in the world? Never is the answer to that question, dog. Never. You were never dominant. Never. Not in the 1890s, not in 1910, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Never. Never. You've always had good fighters. You've had more good fighters than other times, but you ain't never been a time when the Italian fighter was the dominant fighter in the world. Nick, stop watching Rocky movies, okay? The shit didn't fucking exist, okay? Didn't exist. Matter of fact, I can't even name you. I mean, there are definitely very, very good Italian fighters. Don't get me wrong. But dog, stop. Stop with all that, the dominant fighter shit. There were no. And here's the thing. Black Americans have had champions the whole time. There's no period in time that I know of that there was not black champions. Even during the times of Black Murderers Row and during the time where in between Jack Johnson and Joe Louis, they wouldn't let blacks fight for the heavyweight championship. And they would not give every black fighter that deserved a shot at the championship, But Joe Gans, I do believe, won a lightweight title. If he wasn't lightweight, forgive me for the weight class, but it was either a lightweight or a bantamweight fight for Joe Gans on the same card as John L. Sullivan, where they track the lineage of the first of the original heavyweight champion. When John L. Sullivan got his title, Joe Gans got his title the same day. Okay, same day. All right, and Tom Melano was fighting for the championship over there in Great Britain in 1790. There ain't never been a time when black fighters where there's not been black champions. It's just periods of times in the heavyweight division, and they got the shaft for a lot of things they did. But Pauli Mallignaggi said the 60s. What did he say? The 70s, 60s. What did he say? Oh, he said the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Dog, do you not know Pauli who Sugar Ray Robinson is? You know he didn't fight in the 1970s, right? You know he didn't fight in the 1970s, right? And you know Muhammad Ali was all through the 60s. And you know Joe Louis was all through the 30s and the 40s. And Sugar Ray Robinson was all through the 50s, the 40s, 50s, and up into the 60s. Tiger Flowers had belts back in the 70s. And then you got guys like holding Australian titles, guys like Sam Langford holding Australian heavyweight titles. They got champions for days and always have had champions for days. We got 13 black, and that's just American ones. You got 13 black champions out of the 72 in boxing. That's 12% of all champions are black fighters. I guarantee you're not going to find anybody else with a bigger percentage of that. And it's even bigger if you take out the Japanese weight classes of 105, 108, 112, and 112. And there's only 250 guys in those weight classes throughout the whole world. So, man, you got more amateur fighters in the state of Texas than you've got professional 105-pound fighters. And there ain't no Eastern Europeans there either. Man, it's just terrible, man. Sorry, man, I went on a rant. I'm off my rant now. I'm fucking thinking about Rocky Balboa, man. Just caught the live feed. Pauli out here showing what he really think. Yeah, man. He said the two longest title holders over the last decade. Look, Matt Wade, the idea that black fighters that 4 is more than 13 is enough to tell you he doesn't believe that. He doesn't believe it. When he said black people, this is what I thought happened to him, man. This is what I thought happened. In his mind, he did this. He started talking about whether or not, because he wasn't offended. He was absolutely positively not offended by what was said. Much love, Matt Wade, for that super chat. He absolutely positively is not offended by what was said. He just said, yeah, it's really sensitive these days when you're talking about racial stuff. I should know because I really want to call y'all a bunch of niggas, but I can't because you got to be real sensitive when you say it, you know? But hey, since we're going to talk about it, you know, if he would have said that in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, then hey, man, it wouldn't have been a big deal because it would have been true. But it's not true anymore because they're no longer dominant. That's what he said, right? That's what is communicating. Then his mind stopped because he was going to say who had more champions than them. He said, well, and right there, you know how many black champions there are? I can see it explode in his brain. Damn, there's a lot of black champions. Now that I think about it. But who is the dominant? Because it led him to who the dominant guy is. Who has the most champions? The Eastern Europeans? No. Eastern, he got 4, dog. 4. Bo. We got 13. Terrible. Ivan Garcia, Fanon, would you ever consider making a podcast? This ain't a podcast. I got another project. Yeah, I mean, I would consider, man. I just have to have a really good co-host or something. It's tough having a one-man conversation every day. You know what I mean? You got to have a big mouth. You got a big mouth to do that, man. Never dramatically slow. Oh, yeah, never dramatically slow down. Yeah. No, I don't do it. But he'd still have to get me. I mean, he'd have to caught me. He can draw attention, but you'd have to catch me, even pause and slow, quick. Let me get to some of the context, man. Devin is still marketable even with the controversy. Hey, man, I'm sure he is, but he didn't do himself any favors. He didn't do himself. Dog, you got to pick. Hey, dude, like I told you, man, I give a little bit up about my personality. Hey, man, what's the deal? What point are you going to take, dog? Because one way or the other, somebody ain't going to be happy. So one way or the other, somebody's not going to be happy. You might as well at least stick close to what you believe and the people that are going to support you, dog. That's what I would say. Because they say it's just business, right? Well, if it's business, then that applies. You know how people say, did he apologize? Yeah, he apologized. Absolutely, he apologized. He didn't apologize. What he apologized for was using that phrase. He sincerely regrets using that phrase. So he didn't say that he didn't believe he could beat all white fighters. He didn't change the subject matter of what he said, but he gave him an apology for using that word. That's what he apologized for. So yeah, he apologized. But it's walking a very nice line. I think it was a good apology. I don't think it was true because he said he doesn't realize that phrase was disrespectful. Yeah, it wasn't. No, that is the truth. Because it's not. Because he's probably been around white dudes all the time and said that. Come on, man. When has anybody ever been called racist for saying white boy? Now, I've heard people say some stuff like when Isaiah Thomas of the Pistons said, if Larry Bird wasn't white, he'd be just another black player. That right there, that was something that was, caused some controversy about whether or not that was true or not. You know what I mean? All the shit can be ended, even things about black people, if you wonder if they're true or not. Because truth is a defense to racism. Black people are darker. Yeah, black people are dark-skinned. Is that racist? No. Why? Because it's true. If you think about it compared to other groups of people. That's true. How can the truth is just the truth? Isn't it? So is there any reason that he should believe that? That Devin Haney should believe that? Yes, there are. If Tyson Fury said ain't no black dude in America gonna beat me, I've been like, fuck, I hate it, but it might be true. Because it could come from a place of him like, no, I'm looking, you asking me about them? No, Will anybody else beat you? No. If he said, oh, no, they cannot beat me because they're black. Right? But, the question is, that's the meaning of interpret. That's interpreting what somebody means, right? What their intention was. But people don't want to do that. They want to go just off of what the word is. So in that case, Pauli Mallignaggi should be suspended from Showtime for implying that black people are a different species of people from Europeans. If we're just going to go off what people say. So, pick your poison there. Where do you guys listen to podcasts at, by the way? Because I've been to Paulina yeah. He said, newsflash, black people don't have tails. Yeah, remember that? Can't get sunburned, all kind of crazy stuff. So he apologized indirectly while he played their game. Good on him. Okay, maybe I'm taking it the wrong way, man, because Pauli Mallignaggi said that stuff, but I can't believe he said it. We've been calling, dude, Pauli Mallignaggi never say people ain't got a reason to think you're racist. You are Steve Kim. Like, god dang. Like, I was like, god dog, man. Do you not hear what you said? Do you hear what you say? This dude, Steve Kim, a writer for ESPN, said that he want that every Cuban fighter other than Yuriorkis Gamboa should be rounded up, put on a raft, and shoved off and sent back to Havana. Do you ever heard of anybody say anything like that? About like Argentine fighters, man. Look, you can give me this Argentine fighter, but other than that, man, stick them all in a truck. Stick them all in the back of a truck and send them back to others. I mean, who fucking says that? But you can say that about. And by the way, he wasn't sending back no white people. Just so you know, the Cubans that he was talking about, they were all black. Get them black Cubans, slap them all on a raft and shove them back to Havana. So says the immigrant whose parents are immigrants from Korea. Just wow, dude. Anyway, he said, I can't believe he said that. He's gotten more comfortable in the years because the conversation was opened up. It's a conversation, and he ain't got to worry about it. Because ain't nobody going to say anything about it. Juniper B said Devin should call Pauli to make an apology. Call out the double standard. Oh, why should Pauli have to go apologize to Devin Haney? Shouldn't he apologize to me? Apologize to you. It's everybody. That's an insult to everybody, man. It's an insult to everybody. He wasn't talking about Devin Haney. He just said Devin Haney was getting protected from Luke Campbell. Like, what? You know what I mean? Where did that come from? Luke Campbell? Crazy, man. Aki Smith said Pauli was a very mediocre fighter. He has no authority to speak on anything in regarding to dominating. And obviously he was a below mediocre math student, because 4 is a shitload less than 13. Okay, it's a lot less than 13. And let me see what else. Let me see what protected titles we got out there that a black dude could win in a fucking heartbeat. Like the 154-pound WBO title. Everybody, dude, I got and Teixeira. Come on, man. I know you can name at least Teixeira, at least 5 fighters, at least 5 black fighters that'll beat him in his own weight division. When Jaime Munguia had that belt, I can name at least five black fighters that could beat Jaime Munguia. At least. And then let's talk about middleweight and how these dudes won't even fight the black champions. They won't even fight them. All them cockamaniacs excuses you guys got for not fighting Charles Andre, you guys won't even fight them. Canelo won't even fight him. Dominated because of what? Because some of these guys won't even because you won't fight him? You know how long it was before Luis Ortiz got a title shot, and who do you have to get a title shot against? Come on, man. Come on, man. You got at 107, I think at 175, those probably are the best dudes at 175. At 160, at 100, Jamal Charlo and Canelo Alvarez would get rid of at least one. Oh, there's another one. Oh, I'm sorry. They do have, there's another world champion out there that I forgot. The IBF middleweight champion, Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin. So go ahead and move that to 6. Put Gennady Golovkin in there. Is that who he's talking about? Lomachenko, Gennady Golovkin, and Arthur Beterbiev? Is that who he's talking about? Because he can't be talking about Bradis. Can't be talking about Bradis or Bivol. I think he's just that's probably what, the third? I think they might be the third. The Ukraine at a point had the third most champions. When they had Wojcik, when it was Wojcik, Usyk, and Lomachenko. But let me break it to you now, right now, dude. They only got one now. They only got one now because Usyk moved to heavyweight and looked pedestrian against Chaz Witherspoon, or not pedestrian. He looked like, he didn't look all that good against Chaz Witherspoon. But he's not a champion. And Beterbiev knocked out Wojcik. So you only got one. But maybe Russia. So Russia, I guess, is now like the number 3. I think they might be number 3 behind Mexico. So it's not even, they're not even in third. Like Eastern Europe is in third place behind Mexico. They don't have the champions that Mexico has. I don't believe. How many Mexican champs are there? Where do they really start? Canelo, well, none at heavyweight, none at cruiserweight, none at light heavyweight. 168, they got David Benavidez. 160, they've got Canelo. They don't have, for 154, I think Teixeira. 147, none. 140, Jose Ramirez. 135, none. 130, Burchelt and Leo Santa Cruz. That's 7 right there. They've already passed. And I'm not even gotten to Ray Martinez, who's number 8 way down there in itty bitty land, or Oscar, or that other dude. The Mexicans as far as champions are ahead of Eastern Europeans by a grip. So they're not even dealing in second. They're not even in second place. They're in third place. Oh, man. Lowest common denominator box said, I've got Zoom HX voice recorder, computer interface, laptop with OBS voice over mic. I'm down for a podcast so you can bounce these topics against each other. Oh, okay. Let's expose the nonsense. Yeah, that'd be fun, man. Hit me up on the email. Yeah, I've never been invited to do that. He said, I've got Zoom HS with an interface, laptop. Oh, yeah, the same shit. I got all that shit. Yeah, for sure, man. Let's do it. Check out Anchor for a podcast, easy to work. Yeah, I don't get, somebody got to explain to me what that is. Like, I guess my wife listens to podcasts, and that's always going. And my wife has always been like, you need to do a podcast. I'm like, I guess I'm too old to really get the grip of the podcast thing. I'm lucky to be up here keeping up with YouTube. And definitely I'll do that, man. England has more champions. They kind of took a hit, man. They've got 1, 2, 3. Do they have 4? They might have 4. Charlie Edwards is gone, so you got Joshua, you've got Warrington, you've got Fury. I'm sorry, Fury. Yeah, Fury. Billy Joe Saunders, Anthony Joshua, Josh Warrington. And there might be another one out there, man. There might be another one out there, but they're good. Yeah, I mean, they've got enough, but the numbers the numbers don't really change much, which is what gets me when, like, that's why it's such a joke to me that he would say that, because it's not true. It's not remotely true. Not unless you mean the heavyweight division. And in that case, the heavyweight division is the UK is dominating boxing. If it's the heavyweight division, you know what I mean? But if it's the number of Josh Taylor, thanks, Troy. Yeah, Josh Taylor too. Yeah. So yeah, they got, I forgot about Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor too. So, I mean, but then you look at that and you say, I mean, look, man, and we just lost one, and we just lost one in Wilder. We're at 13 and we just lost one to the UK like 2 months ago. So shit, whatever, man. And then we got guys that could be champions that ain't gonna get a shot to get the belt. Like, man, if the fact that Pacquiao's holding up one of them welterweight belts. Come on, Manny. Come on, Manny. Get that belt up. If Manny gets that belt up, it's a wrap. We got another one. Don't worry, we got another welterweight coming. We got another welterweight coming up. Because there isn't like, maybe they'll try to pass the WBO welterweight, not the welterweight, but the we're gonna get the WBA. That's coming up. That's coming up soon. And we got guys that ain't even got belts yet. And the welterweight division is gonna be locked up for a minute too. Get that belt up, Pacquiao, because that'll be at least one down. You know what I mean? Anyway, you think it's because of what DH said? That's why they changed the pound for pound list. Canelo is now number 1, Loma number 2, but is number 4 and 6. No, Richard Palmer, it's because of what 78 Sports TV explained. Trill Bison talk. Dude, listen to the people that are not on there. Screw them. Like, screw that part of the pound for pound list. All right. Whatever. Lomachenko deserves. Just say Lomachenko's number 2. Don't make a difference. Right? But when you start getting to Gennady Golovkin still being on there, Gennady Golovkin's on there. Golovkin. Juan Carlos Estrada's on there, even though he lost to Chocolatito, he lost to 2 guys that aren't even on there. They got Juan Carlos Estrada on there. Monster Inoue is on there, and he just got beat up by Nonito Donaire, man. It's just dude, you always know what those pound for pound lists is going to be. There's going to be 2 black people or 3 Mexicans or 3 black people and 2 Mexicans, and the rest are going to be split between Eastern European and Asian. It's the way they do that shit every fucking time. It never changed. It has not changed in years. It's not changed in years. But yet, and watch, the only time one guy comes in is when the other guy goes off. Okay? Only time one comes on is when one goes off. Okay? So I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, Caleb Plant's American. Somebody saying he's Eastern European. I mean, if they want it, I wasn't talking about it like that. I'm not talking about it like that. You know, I'm not getting into all that because really, I think Black American fighters are my fighters. Those are the fighters that I follow most closely. And I think that's the best. I think those are the best fighters in the world. Now, I'm not saying the most talented, most anything. I think the Black American fighters are the best fighters in the world. And everything else being equal, we're going to win more fights than anybody else. That's what I believe. And I think that pans out because that's consistent. Because for people that are so analytical, to skip that analysis kind of blows my mind, man. But it is what it is but we're not supposed to look at it that way, though. It's just none of that matters. None of that matters, but yet Gervonta Davis can't find his way onto a pound for pound list, right? Can't find his way on there. Jermell Charlo can't find his way on there. Rigondeaux is not on there for no good reason whatsoever. No good reason whatsoever. None. Gennady Golovkin's on there, but Guillermo Rigondeaux's not. Why? Monster Inoue is on there, but Jermell Charlo is not. Why? What do you see in Monster Inoue you do not see in Jermell Charlo? What? Because of somebody, look what all the weight divisions are separated by 2 ounces. So whatever. And there's not even any fighters in there. There's 250, 105-pound fighters. Matter of fact, 250 fighters, period. There is not any weight division under the weight of 118 pounds where you've got more than 10 world-class fighters in the whole fucking weight division. Because those are domestic weight classes. Go look at who fights at 115, 105, 108, 105, 108, and 112. Go look, and 115. Go look at where all those fights are held and where the vast majority of those fighters that are in those fights are from. I promise you're going to find that they're all in Japan, right? That the majority of them are in Japan, or they might be in Thailand. And the majority of the people fighting are going to be from Thailand and Japan. And then you'll have some Mexican fighters that will go over there every blue moon and go fight. They have Mexican fighters that will go to. Or if they're a Mexican fighter in those weight classes, then you look at where they are and who they fought. They are fighting Mexican fighters in Mexico in those weight classes. They're regional weight classes. Those are not the same thing. Those are not the same thing as welterweight division, middleweight division. They're not. They're not based on, you really having a very deep pool of people to go to. Richard Pettigrew, it's not racist. It's either true or it's not. Oh, I don't know what you mean. That's for. I'm just telling you. That's why I don't give those smaller. I like watching them. They're really fun fights to watch. But that's why I don't give them. I'm not all like, yeah, let me get Juan Carlos Estrada on the pound for pound list, and even smaller guys like what's the guy's name that the 53-0 guy from Thailand that's the Wolf, Minilothium, the 105-pound WBC champion that's like 53-0 or whatever. He's the longest reigning champion in boxing. But it's not like the middleweight division where you have you really have a very, very deep pool. St. Cruz, in a way, is no joke. That kid can fight. Yeah, he absolutely can fight. Everybody in the top 10 pound for pound can fight. All of them can. I don't think you have, that's like a prerequisite, but I wouldn't put him there. Maybe he could be on there at like, for me, maybe at 8, maybe 10. Like, he'd be floating around. Like, I don't know why I would put him ahead of Jose Ramirez. Like, he's number 4. Jose Ramirez is either very low or he's not on there. Why? Jose Ramirez has won all his fights. He's a unified champion. He's undefeated. That's what Monster Inoue, isn't he? That's the same thing Monster Inoue is. But I've never seen Jose Ramirez have a fight with a worn out Nonito Donaire. And if that didn't draw like warning signs from you, I don't know what to say, man. Curtis Berman, what's good, man? Inoue has to beat Rigo first. He's probably not going to fight Rigo. Not after that Nonito Donaire thing he went through. You know what I mean? Hey, much love in that Super Chat, Curtis Berman. So anyway, man, I'm going to be on for like another 15 minutes. You're talking about, that's what's up. Richard Pettigrew, I'm sorry, man. I caught myself. I hope I didn't have too bad an attitude. I tried to catch myself. Yeah, the list, dude, that's the pattern. But no, that's just their votes, right? That's how they wind up voting, which is why I'm telling you, maybe it is specifically designed, or maybe it's just a result of a lot of people having the same preconceived notions and desires. But whatever it is, if it's an honest, straightforward, no influence in it type of system, it's still silly. Steve Kim had Monster Inoue at number 1 pound for pound months ago. Dude, I think he might have had him a number 1 pound for pound a year ago. like what? How? Like, it's a joke. And it's even like, you know, same conversations we used to have about like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Come on, man. Terrence Crawford at number 4. Terrence Crawford, but that's what you guys brought. Terrence Crawford at number 4. That's ridiculous. That's ludicrous. Ludicrous. You would have him ahead of Monster Inoue. Monster Inoue ahead of Terrence Crawford. Shame on you. You don't believe that. You do not believe that. You're just saying some shit hoping he pans out. And that way you look like, you know, that way you look like Nostradamus or some shit. That's like the only reason you would put Monster Inoue in the number 1. Because I want to be the guy that was the first to talk about him. You know, maybe is that it? Okay, we could take, you know, is that it? Is that the reason? Because how else would you have that there, man? And I'm not saying that the dude can't fight. Yeah, exactly. Saying cruising. He said Inoue creeps into the top 10 barely. Like, barely. By the skinny, man, by the hair on your chinny chin, barely. And dude, for real? I can't see it. I just can't see it, man. I can't see it. A dirty steroid test should disqualify you, period. You want that stuff? Of course it should. But it doesn't. They don't care about roids. They don't care about roids. They do not care about the roids. They do not care about it. Okay? They do not care. They don't care if they cheat. Dude, they don't care. Like, section all of this shit into its proper places. They do not care about steroids. They don't care. They don't care about knowing who the best fighter is in the world, who the division is. That system has been fucking dismantled. Okay? The system, the championship system, has been dismantled. It no longer exists. The championship we no longer have a boxing world where you can know who the best fighter is in a given division. Unless some force of nature takes place. You know what I mean? Some crazy once in a lifetime type shit pops together. Then you can get it. Then you can know who the champion is in one weight class. So even talk about how the champions, you know, back in the dude, you added twice the fucking belts. You added twice the belts and twice the sanctioning bodies. They slapped after 1960, they slapped on an additional. Somebody help me with this math. What is 72 minus 17? 72 minus 17. Is that 50? Is that 55? Is that 55? That's 55. You add an additional 55 damn champions. At least 55 additional champions to the mix. Maybe we're not dominating anymore. Nobody can dominate that shit because there's too many damn belts and too many weight classes. Dude, let's see how many at the traditional weight classes. Dang, doing that gets rid of a lot of champions, don't it? I don't know. What's 10%? Hold on, man. Wow. Henry Armstrong owned 10%. He earned 10% of the championship belts in boxing. He held his damn self. That's crazy. And if he would have got middleweight, he would have had 4 out of 17 championships. That's insane. That's insane. Porter exposed Spence to what? To the world? He did. Exposed him. and how well he can whoop Sean Porter's ass. Please get out of here, man. Whatever, Andrew Christmas. For now, PDs are the only way the year can compete with. I mean, it's not the. I mean, it helps, but don't even get into the juice don't get into the juice because these guys earn enough money to get on the juice. Yeah, I know Hunted Hunter, and that's the thing. They know too. They just want a little piece of the pie back, man. I'll take that in exchange for a even more even wealth distribution, though. But yeah, you know, man. You say y'all overuse the exposed word. Yeah, you know, man, it was a good fight, man. That's what he said. That's nearly 25%, man. That's bananas. That's bananas. But hey, don't worry about it. That doesn't matter anymore because Canelo equaled it. Canelo equaled it. Remember? You remember the day Canelo equaled that feat? Ridiculous. 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 What's going on, Wolfbag? Yeah, pretty much. Hey, Rasheed Walters, I'm doing well, man. I can't complain anything about anything, man. Exactly. Expose that high, man. Spence can fight, dude. Hey, Fanon, where do you think hold on, Fanon, hey, blah, 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 excuse me. Hey, Fanon, you think there will be boxing this year or close to the end of the year? I think so. Because, you know, this system's getting really rattled out here, man. And people need some money. Okay. You got people in the South like Texas is considering going back, opening stores. You know, Georgia, the South, because the South ain't particularly rich anyway, is going to be like, nah, man, we need to get this popping. Okay. We figure out for some way for people to be safe, but at a certain point, if they die, they die. That's what's going to happen. That's going to wind up happening. Okay. Because business people don't like losing money. And people are really hungry, you know? So yeah, I think it'll happen, you know, whether am I going to a live fight anytime soon? No. I shall be watching it right here, regardless. But at least this time I ain't got to hear all of that. Maybe they'll keep. I don't know. I don't know though. Will they get rid of some of the ringside commentary? Some of the commentators? Because I don't miss them at all. I miss the boxing, but I can't. I mean, I ain't thought Brian. This is the first time I thought about Brian Kenny in months. So I don't know. Everybody's going to want the tune-up fight and Fat Camp to stay in their weight class. Hey, man, y'all niggas need to be just get a fucking treadmill. You know, run your 6 miles on a treadmill. Don't eat too much. It might be good for them. Just let their bones rest, man. You know, let their ligaments and all that stuff rest. That's what I think about Deontay Wilder, by the way. I'm really glad he's going to get this rest. I think that could be like the best thing for him. He ain't had no long. He's been fighting for the entire 5 years. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury got 2.5 years off to rest. You know what I mean? To rest. Got fat and out of shape, but he was no wear and tear on them ligaments. So let Deontay Wilder rest a little bit. I'm glad about that. Hey, Fanon, you say Bud is your number one pound for pound. This is Mitchell Fruto. But why do you disrespect him in a potential matchup against Spence? Bud looks like a natural welterweight. I don't know, man. I think that your question, it sounds a little fucking loaded to me. You know, number one, I think your question is, you know, terribly loaded. You say Bud is your number one. Yes, I say. What do you fuck you mean? Yes, I did. No, he is my number one. What the fuck you think? I say it like you don't believe me, like it's fucking hearsay or something? Bud is my number one pound for pound fighter. Number two, but why you disrespect him? I ain't disrespect him. So I'm saying the shit sounds loaded to me. No, I didn't disrespect him. In a potential matchup against Spence, I think Spence will beat him. That's not disrespectful to him. No more than if you say you think Errol Spence, that Terrence Crawford will beat Errol Spence. I don't think that would be disrespectful to Errol Spence. It's a fight. Who do you think who's going to come out? It's not like you think the guy, you know, is another species of human being. You know, It's not like you think it's not like you Pauli Mallignaggi or something and think he's a different, think he's a different species. That would be disrespectful. You know what I mean? That would be disrespectful. But picking a guy in a fight, ain't nothing disrespectful about that. I think he's gonna be too. I think that Errol Spence Jr. is very difficult to beat. And you can look at the Mikey Garcia and the Sean Porter fight and say, oh man, he was exposed. Dog, did they beat him? That's Mikey Garcia and Sean Porter. Sean Porter is one of the best welterweights that there are. He's a fucking two-time welterweight champion. Two-time champion in that division. Two-time. He's been at the top of the welterweight division for pushing up on a decade. Dude, Sean Porter's the real deal. And Errol Spence Jr. beat him. So how are you going to get exposed beating somebody like that? Because he beat him. Okay? And he put him down too. He didn't just beat him, he beat him down. That's what happens when you get them hands hit that deck. He beat him up, dude. Sean Porter got beat up. Okay? Some people thought Sean Porter was going to get blown out. Sean Porter didn't get blown out. But dog, he took a lot. He took a serious ass whoop in that fight. And Errol Spence Jr. dished it out. And Errol Spence Jr. also showed that he could take shots coming at him. So Sean Porter hit him with shit. You don't got to worry about his chin because Sean Porter showed you Errol Spence got a chin. You've seen Errol Spence in a dog fight. So why would I be disrespectful saying that Terrence Crawford wouldn't beat him? Ain't nobody else beating him. You know what I mean? Come on, man. I think that was a loaded question, man. I don't know, man. I don't know about you, dog. I don't know. That ain't disrespectful. That dude can fight, man. Errol Spence Jr. can fight. Fight. And so can Terrence Crawford. But the reason why I've got Bud as the number one pound for pound guy is because I think that he has the best combination of all four of the scoring criteria. Between defense, cleaning a defense, ring generalship, effective aggressiveness, and clean and effective punching. I think that Terrence Crawford is the most balanced of all of those than any other fighter. For example, I think that Vasily Lomachenko, I think that he lacks in power. Terrence Crawford doesn't lack in power. He has ring generalship, he has power. He punches cleanly and effectively, and he keeps you, and he has excellent defense. He can get away from you, and you can't do shit to him if he don't want you to do it to him. If he don't want to take a chance, ain't no chance getting taken. So that's what I say. However, Errol Spence Jr. being a real life thing where he is actually he's an actual 5'9.5", 147 pound fighter that walks around in the mid 160s. Southpaw that is a dog. He can box and he's a dog. He's somebody that wants to beat you up. He ain't even going in it. It's like he can outbox you, but he ain't trying to outbox you. He's trying to beat you up. And that's what Terrence Crawford's gonna have to deal with. Somebody that is very fundamentally sound, that doesn't make a lot of mistakes, that is putting a ton of pressure on you and letting his hands go in close range. But we'll see what happens, man. Bud Crawford, he switches styles mid-fight. Yeah, but that one style, Errol Spence Jr. got I think it's got something for either one. And he's a southpaw. That's the southpaw orthodox fighter advantage to southpaw. There's a southpaw advantage to it because people aren't used to fighting with southpaws. Even if and Terrence Crawford don't fight that many southpaws. He can fight in the southpaw stance, and he can fight in the orthodox stance. However, he's not used to fighting southpaw fighters. He doesn't fight a lot of southpaws because there's just not that many southpaws around to fight. Now you can say Errol Spence Jr. doesn't fight a lot of southpaws, but Terrence Crawford ain't strictly speaking a southpaw. He's a guy that's switching to southpaw, but he'd be switching to southpaw on a southpaw. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff to that. No one cares about pound for pound. It's all opinionated. Let's talk about facts. Yeah, man, I'm down with you on that one. Michael Fruto, sorry for the misunderstanding. So Bud is a better overall fighter is where I'm getting, but Spence is a bad stylistic matchup for Bud specifically. So who is the biggest threat to Spence in the welterweight division? Sean Porter. Sean Porter. That's who. The dude he just beat. That's who I think is the worst. Sean Porter. Terrible fucking matchup for anybody. That's a terrible matchup. He's a walking bad matchup. Terrible matchup for anybody that he fights. Anybody that he fights. That's ugly because he can fight on the inside and he can fight on the outside, and he's very rugged, he's very tough, and he's very smart, he's very experienced. Sean Porter. Ain't no guarantee Terrence Crawford can beat Sean Porter, man. I'm gonna put that out there too. Yeah, man, get the thumbs up, man. That'd be great. I'm running a little bit long today, but we got an agreement. I do have an agreement with my man KQKC. Sean Porter's boxing's Patrick Beverly, a real tough out, dude. A terribly tough out, man. Terribly tough out. That is not easy money, man. That's not easy money. I think that's his toughest matchup. I think his easiest matchup might be Manny Pacquiao. Think Manny Pacquiao going night-night. Think Manny Pacquiao going night-night because he's not going to outwork him. And Manny Pacquiao relies on outworking. And he's not going to outwork Errol Spence. Coon Camp Entertainment said, yeah, facts, Porter's a real deal. Yeah, man, Porter's a real deal, man. Hey, dude, Mike, hey, by the way, Mikey Garcia is the real deal too. Okay? Mikey Garcia is the real deal too. That ain't no easy out, man. Mikey Garcia is not an easy out. As he proved busting up Jesse Vargas. Mikey Garcia is not Mikey Garcia gonna make somebody upset up in his welterweight division. Mark, I'm telling you, he just went for the top of it. He just went for the top of the hill, man. It got slapped up. You know what I mean? he just bit off a little more than he could chew and got slapped up. But Mikey Garcia, man, don't lunch on Mikey Garcia against my man Manny Pacquiao, man. I think that's a 50-50 right there. Man, Stone Love, much love. He said, I'm confused. Why do Crawford, Pacquiao, and Thurman fans get personal when it comes to Spence? Everybody is entitled to their own opinions. Yeah, hey, Stone Love, but let me enlighten you on that, dog. Because he's from Texas. And these are some old cats that ain't from Texas. And they don't like all that Texas. They don't like that's what they on. I think that's just some regional shit. Like you got some people from out east that like Terrence Crawford. They ain't riding with and a lot of them are ex Keith Thurman fans. You know what I mean? So because you got to remember there was a time when the big story in the welterweight division was that Keith one time Thurman was ducking Errol Spence. And there's a lot of Keith Thurman fans who were like, nah, but then it became apparent that he was ducking. Errol Spence Jr. ascended without even whooping his ass, and now they're a little salty. And so they join the fans that Terrence Crawford do have, right? Like Woolbag, the true fans like Woolbag and Drink More Water, Woolbag, they really, those are Terrence Crawford fans. But these Thurman haters, boy, woo-wee! So listen, Will said, hey, thank you, man. And much love in that super chat. Thank you, sir. That's what I'm saying. Let's admit it. Y'all know y'all like some Thurman. We were telling you, rubbing it all in your face. Rubbing it all in your face that your boy didn't want that smoke. And then he proved that he didn't want no smoke. Then he got beat up by old man. It was tough, dog. It was tough. But now I don't think Mikey has a chance with Pacquiao struggling with Vargas. I thought he knocked out Vargas. Did he not knock out Vargas? Or did he just bust up Vargas? I thought he stopped Vargas. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think Manny Pacquiao, dude, first of all, I think Pacquiao's 42 years old. So it's an old Manny Pacquiao. I ain't never putting too much shit on top of an old man, okay? I'm trying to work out and getting in shape, and every once in a while, I'm like, oh, Lord, my knee just blew up on me. That's what happens with age, Woolbag, a close decision against him, but he dropped him in like the second round. Thank you, Woolbag. Yeah, thought he busted him up, but okay, so he dropped him. It wasn't a close decision. Thought it was a wide decision. Thought it was wide. Jose de Jesus, he said something like that. I paraphrased what he said. Listen to the IFL TV. He said that blacks are no longer the dominant species in boxing. It's the Eastern European. It's a fair, I don't think I put quotes around it, so I'm good. That was his point. It went the distance and then later admitted he's not a true welterweight. No, he's not, but neither is Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao ain't no true welterweight. That's a little dude, man. Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia about the same size. I'm just saying, St. Cruz said, true 42 getting up there. No Vada helped him. Yeah, because yeah. Could have, maybe it helped him. But it is what it is, though. Pacquiao should retire. But look, man, I'm going to get up out of here, man. I'm running. It was a close decision. Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, I don't remember all these scores sometimes. Thank you. I appreciate you for letting me know. But all right, man. So look, go check out my man KQKC Boxing. Much love to everybody in the chat. And shout out to man. And I don't mean to be too harsh on Devin Haney, man. I can understand why he make the decision. But dang, he just opened a hornet's nest of foolishness by doing it. Anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.